He played Leo in the BBC hit drama Gold Digger, and he's set to star in one of the most anticipated Netflix shows coming, who knows, soon, hopefully.
Yeah, I hope so.
So I'm joined by British actor and football fan Archie Renaux. So Archie, before we start talking about football, we've got to talk about Gold Digger. Obviously, getting like a highly successful BBC drama on your CV is never a bad thing. What was it like for you when you got the call?
Yeah, I remember this very clearly because at the time, it's my first like big job. So at the time, I was labouring and not making a lot of money, and that year my goal was to go full time. So when I got the call, I remember I was at the acting class that I go to, and I was like, I've done it. I'm going full time this year. So that was my sort of goals reached, if you like. Definitely one of the best feelings that I've had so far.
That's brilliant. So obviously you played the character Leo, very interesting character. What was it like to play him? Were there any similarities with yourself?
Well, he was a bit spoiled. I was never spoiled. It was nice because it was nice to play, a bit of a silver spoon fed sort of character. But beyond that, he was layered. There was a lot of complexities, and there was more. What am I saying here? More to meets the eye.
Yes.
With Leo.
Yeah.
So that was good to explore.
And of course, you had bleached hair for the role. You didn't fancy carrying that on?
Well, we couldn't. Here's the thing: we couldn't carry that on because we were doing it so often. Where my hair grows pretty quick. So when the roots were growing back, you could see like the dark bits in it. So they had to do it every like week or so. And then it got to the point where my hair was just, I didn't know this happened. I didn't know how bleaching happened. I just thought you'd just throw colour in it and it's like that, but it's not. It like strips back the hair. It's very scientific. And then eventually it was just sort of like breaking off. So then I was like, look, we can't, my hair's just like straw at the moment. So then they were like, right, so for the final last half of the series, we're going to shave it off. And I was like, yeah, okay, good. But I would go back blonde if I had the chance. But it's just one of them things with like auditions and stuff. They saw me blonde, they'd be like, oh, well, it's good to stay neutral.
Maybe blonde on the weekends.
Yeah. The thing is, every time you go, oh no, you can just dye it back, can't you?
There you go.
But that's a lot of effort. I'm not going to do that.
Okay. We'll move on from that.
Yeah.
So obviously Gold Digger was very successful. Are there any plans for a second series?
No, there's not. I think they're just going to leave it as it is and just as its own thing.
Yeah.
It could, but I'm pretty doubtful that it would.
Okay, well, you are obviously very busy at the moment as well. You have got a massive Netflix show that's going to be coming out. I'm personally very excited about it. Shadow and Bone. Let's talk about it. What's the story about and who are you playing?
So Shadow and Bone is a series based on these books written by Lee Bardugo. They're fantasy books. So we're in this fantasy world. It follows the Shadow and Bone trilogy of books, and then plus the Six of Crows duologues. So Shadow and Bone is basically about this girl who sort of discovers she has this very rare power. There's an evil guy that sort of wants to use her for his own benefits. So we got that story, then plus the Six of Crows, who are like this sort of like gang. So it mixes fantasy and gangsters. There's a lot going on, and I think it's going to be a pretty new thing that we're going to see on screen.
Definitely, it sounds really exciting. Yeah. And of course, the casters include your Gold Digger co-star Ben Barnes. What was it like working with him again? Yeah,
it was great because we got the same manager in the States. So she's been like great for Ben for years, and then more recently myself. I think Ben, we had this relationship on Gold Digger, and then I think he sort of like sung my praises to his manager in the States. And then we ended up getting Shadow and Bone together, and we were working together again for like the second time within a year. And like now my character's a lot bigger. I would say it's a lot bigger in Shadow and Bone than it is in Gold Digger, and we're going sort of head to head again. So yeah, we're always fighting each other. We're not fighting each other, but against each other.
I see.
Not with each other yet. Not like that, but just...
We'll move on.
Yeah.
So obviously there's a lot of anticipation about Shadow and Bone. What I want to know is, when is it going to be released?
I want to know that as well. I don't know. I don't know. Possibly this year, possibly next year. I don't know. One of the two. That's all I can. That's all I can give.
Okay, that's fine. That is absolutely fine. But I'm very much looking forward to it. So.
Yeah. Oh, me too.
Okay. So obviously, congratulations on all your successes with your acting. Very
Thank you.
busy guy. But let's talk about football. Let's talk about your team,
Yes.
Chelsea. So, how would you sum up last season? Would you consider it to be a success?
I would, yes. Frank came in, when we had the transfer ban, so that, wasn't great for us. I didn't really expect much, to be honest. He did a lot better than what I expected. When you look at all the, how the other teams have been buying and stuff, I didn't think we'd get Champions League. So, yeah, I'd definitely say it was a success.
And how do you rate Frank as a manager? How do you feel about the season coming up?
Yeah, very good. I'm so happy that I feel like for a long time Chelsea were kind of lacking like a John Terry, Frank Lampard type figure back at the club, and that's what I've been looking forward to. I didn't think it would happen this soon, to be fair, but if you look at all the players, they're all sort of like looking up to Frank and in admiration of his career and stuff, and even his pull. He makes Chelsea like attractive for players like Timo Werner, Kai Havertz, who we've bought. So yeah, I think it's a good move.
So looking at those new signings that have been confirmed with the club, is there anyone you're particularly excited about seeing? What do you make of them?
I think Timo Werner's going to be great, and yeah, he certainly looks sharp. But again, like sometimes it can take a while for these players to adapt. We've seen it before, even with Drogba in his first season at Chelsea. It took him, his first season, he wasn't too great, but then after that, he sort of came into his own, and he's a Chelsea legend now. So maybe not this season. In terms of their best, I think it could take a little while, but there's certainly great potential.
Definitely. So, like me, you used to play football as a youngster. Unlike me, you could actually play and make it off the bench. So growing up, which footballers inspired you?
I played left back, and obviously I'm a Chelsea fan as well. So Ashley Cole was a big one, in my opinion, the best left back that we've had in the Prem. Obviously, your Lampards, your Drogbas. But another one like Ronaldinho, I remember at school, like everyone used to love, like you'd go home and like YouTube Ronaldinho skills and just sit there and watch him. Like the skills that he was doing was, very new and flary. Joe Cole was another one I love watching.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I would go home and YouTube players, but I would never get to that potential.
Yeah,
it's good to watch.
Yeah, you can admire though. You can admire, and that's the thing that you watch a little clip and you think, oh, I might give that a go in a game. I mean, sometimes you can be lucky and it will pay off, but most of the time it's hard. Yeah.
So we're going to end on the big question: where are Chelsea going to finish in the league?
I'd like to say top, but I think that might be a bit optimistic. Liverpool are still really strong. City are going to be looking to get one back on Liverpool. And like I said, I think we're in that rebuilding stage where we're getting these new players in, and it might take a year or two to adjust. But I definitely think better than last year. Maybe second, but I think third.
We're going with third.
I'd love us to do better, but I just think we can't have too high of an expectation. Not yet, anyway.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Archie. Best
Pleasure.
of luck with everything.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.